Welcome to It Came From a Box. This is Sergio IM, and last year, BenQ stole our hearts with the TK700 STI gaming projector, but unveiled at CES this year, they outdid themselves with a vengeance. This is the X3000i, the world's first 4K HDR 4LED gaming projector. On paper, it sounds amazing, but you know how these things go, so instead of first impressions, we decided to test it out for over a month, and now that the dust is settled, I can confirm that yes, it lives up to the hype. Let's jump right in. In this massive box you get their QS01 Android TV dongle. Then we have their remote that controls both the projector and that Android TV stick, your paperwork and accessories, and of course, the projector. So same as their other projectors that end with I, we have their versatile QS01 dongle that lives in its own compartment with a dedicated HDMI port and power cable. It's like a tiny New York apartment in there. Seems odd at first, like why not just build it into the projector, but makes sense when you consider that eventually, if there's a hardware upgrade, you can hopefully swap it out for a new one, and you can also use it on other devices. Now it has the same kind of quirky but clean design as their X3000i. It's big, very boxy, it's about the size of two normal projectors stacked up, so make sure you have clearance for it. We've got tons of ventilation throughout, rounded corners. It's all white except for the front, which is in this black, what feels like plastic with this geometric pattern throughout. And there's also this orangey red outline on the edge. Quick look around. Underneath, we have our mounting holes and two adjustable feet with a little over an inch of threading. On the front, top left, we have the lens, which is enclosed to keep it secure and hopefully dust-free. Top right, we've got status indicators that light up. Over on the left side, we have our nicely sized zoom and focus rings that are very responsive, which helps with fine-tuning. Next to it, we have our essential controls, but for the rest, you've got the controller. As for ports, we've got two HDMI 2.0B ports that max out at 4K 60Hz, and one with eARC support for audio. In the middle, a 12-volt trigger to, trigger things like an electric screen or lights when you turn on the projector. Then we have a USB-A for power, a SPDIF, or optical digital out for audio, an RS-232 control port, a normal 3.5mm audio out jack, and finally, AC power underneath. Now to test it out, we've upgraded our projector screens, and that's thanks to our sponsor, Elite Screens. As the name implies, they focus on making award-winning cinema-quality projection screens. Whether you're on a tight budget or want to go all out, they have a huge variety with all sorts of features and many sizes and materials to give you the best image possible for your space. We're currently using their 100-inch Cinetention 2 series electric ceiling screen, their sort of portable 107-inch Easy Cinema 2 series pull-up screen, and to test the image out, we have their 90-inch outdoor Yardmaster screen. Those work best for us, but like I said, they have much more to suit your needs, including a friggin' golf impact simulator screen. Yeah. So for all the details, we'll have the links down in the description below. Please check them out because supporting them helps support us. So once you turn it on, it's good to go in about 5 seconds, super fast. If nothing else is connected, it'll default to the HDMI port with the QS01, which, while we're here, gives us full Android TV, so you can access apps, games, and just about every mainstream media app except Netflix because they're picky about authorized devices, but the good news is it does have Chromecast built in, so you can just cast it from another device. Moving on, here are the specs. Feel free to pause to check that out, and let's talk main features. So the X3000i at a distance of about 8 feet gave us a 100-inch image as advertised that you can adjust with a 1.3 times zoom and 2D keystone with auto vertical adjustment. That's best for movies and shows, but I highly suggest setting it up without keystone because it both reduces the resolution and affects performance, which is why you can't use it in game mode. One way around that would have been with lens shift, which sadly we don't have here. So it's a DLP true 4K projector that's utilizing a 4 LED light source, which is very energy efficient and has a long lifespan rated at 20,000 hours. But it doesn't sacrifice much because it outputs a whopping 3,000 ANSI lumens. If that's not enough, it's also HDR10 compatible, which together gives us more accurate colors and realistic shadows that help highlight fine details in things like hair, grass, and particles, especially in dark environments that actually do give you a practical advantage in-game. As for color, it can reproduce 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, which is 26% more color space than sRGB. Same as our previous experiences with BenQ's projectors, they nail color accuracy. Blues and greens seemed very rich with punchy and vibrant reds and yellows, vivid purples, and a lot of details in the gradients. Finally, for a projector, the black levels were noticeably accurate thanks to the LEDs, which can kill the light completely to give us a close to true black. Moving on to audio, in here we have two built-in 5-watt speakers that won't blow you away, but do work well for their size. In a small room, thanks to their sound modes, they give off a well-rounded sound that picks up on a lot of details with some good clarity and are honestly very capable for 5 watts each. But of course, in a large room, it can't carry the sound as well as a dedicated audio system.
Oh, you're a peach. We'll be waiting right here when you get back.
And they know that, which is why we have 3 ports we mentioned on the back. So it's best to think of them as an extra feature, but if you can, do that huge bright cinematic image a favor and definitely hook it up to a dedicated sound system. Now all those features are great, but what really matters in gaming is latency. Because when you press a button on your controller, you need to see that action occur on screen as quickly as possible so you can react accordingly. The X3000i is capable of about 16 milliseconds, 60 Hz at 4K, which is where most new AAA console games max out at these days, but if you drop down to 1080p, it's better than some gaming monitors with as little as over 4 milliseconds, 240 Hz, that with capable hardware can give you an incredible, surreal, and fluid experience. So over the last month, we've been testing it out on a lot of games, and the experience has been awesome. But first, to help get rid of the guesswork, they have dedicated modes that adjust both the visuals and audio for sports games, first-person shooters, and RPGs to give you the best performance possible, which is what we use for these games. Starting with the Switch, those bright and vibrant colors that Nintendo's games are known for really pop on this image, and everything still looks great at 1080p, same when upscaled to 4K, especially games that ran at a fluid 60 frames per second. Moving on to the Xbox Series X, when correctly calibrated, Elden Ring makes great use of HDR in those dark environments where all the little details in the scenery, no matter how small, came through, and that low latency of 16 milliseconds is crucial to nail every dodge and attack. Then on the PS5, you already know Horizon Forbidden West looks amazing, but at 3000 lumens with a sharp, clean 100-inch image, it defines the word cinematic. Colors are stunning, very lush and vivid. At 4K with HDR, you can see all the details on Aloy's skin as well as the lush environment, which together really brings this game to life. Just like last year, BenQ knocked it out of the park. As I said, we've been using it for over a month now, and with this list of specs that include the long-lasting 4 LED light source, which blasts 3000 ANSI lumens, that covers 100% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, along with its low latency performance, I can safely recommend it. It's one of the best gaming projectors we've used, but don't just take my word for it, because the reviews are out there and this thing is a winner across the board. Now, if you're looking for something a bit smaller, we'll soon be taking a look at BenQ's tiny yet mighty GV30. It's a portable battery-powered 720p projector with built-in speaker that pairs perfectly with the Nintendo Switch to either move from room to room or travel with, so make sure to subscribe for that. So you know the drill, let me know what you think of the X3000i down in the comments and let's talk it out. Also, if you're looking to pick up anything featured in this video and want to support us at the same time, please check out the affiliate links down in the description below. Once again, this is Sergio IM. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you for the next box.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to help us out, you can do so by clicking that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, why not subscribe for more content? It's free. We also love to hear you out, so please leave a comment down below or talk with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm Sergio IM, and I'll see you for the next box.